She has an issue of keeping up with the Joneses. Her friends have lots of cool stuff and she idolizes those beauty bloggers and YouTubers and wants the things they have. My parents are extremely wealthy but strict. They would reward us with things when we did well in school. She pulled C's this year and asked for an iPhone, and was obviously refused. Early this year in September/October I noticed a lot of my makeup and shoes were going missing. We have the same size feet and the makeup items were popular cult classics. I put up a camera when I went to work one evening and came back to check. Lo and behold, she was taking stuff from my drawers, and sitting down at my vanity to use it. Whatever, she's 12, she wants to use makeup. I de-stashed some items I never used and I gave her a fair amount. For her birthday my other sister and I, other sis does not live with us, chipped in for a Sephora gift card. We thought maybe then she'd stop taking my stuff. It did stop, it looks like, because nothing has gone missing and I recorded for about a month and only saw her in my room when she went to fetch the dog, so nothing suspicious. However, lately she has been getting packages from Amazon, she's buying Sims games, and she's using a Netflix account. She stated she's been winning all of these things and despite questioning her she refused to really admit where she got all this stuff from, so I dropped it. About 2 weeks ago, everything on our desktop computer went missing. Looking into the system recovery files, it said that there was a system file reset, something along those lines, at 11:30 a.m. on a Thursday. Mom and I discovered the computer was wiped that evening. I saw my sister on the computer when I left for work. We know she did something, but again, she refused to answer. Then today, I got my MasterCard bill. It was absurdly high. I paid $78 for a yoga pass and then $10 for something from eBay. At first I thought my card info had been stolen. But the purchases all match up with stuff she has. Origin Canada. Netflix. Amazon. One eBay purchase. All online purchases. $700 worth. I have no idea what the fuck to do. My parents are again, super strict. Obviously I have to tell them, but they are going to lose it on her. But I'm beginning to think she has a serious fucking problem. I have the money to pay down this card but I don't want to. I want to recoup the losses. But how can I get a refund on something like Netflix? I can't. I've already called to cancel the card. I don't know what steps to take next. Update 1. Hi everyone. Thanks for your advice and help. I just want to add in some points that came up in comments. I did get mad at her when she stole from me the last time. I thought that being proactive by helping her get what she wants in a proper way would help, but we did have a nasty fight about it. I didn't just shrug it off. I now realize I totally fucked that up. My parents were strict when I was younger, so to me strict is just the word for them. But for her they have completely checked out. I am basically her parent. My older sister not as much, but she still is involved a fair amount more than my actual parents are. I do want to lock my door, but it's where the dog hangs out, and he needs to leave to pee sometimes, so I'm hesitant. I did, however, decide to order a nanny cam for my bedroom. I am still considering the lock. Last night I came home from work and my parents had gone to bed, as well as my sister, so I decided to leave it until the morning. But I heard giggling coming from my sister's room, so I approached her and I decided to ask her about it before I talked to my parents. Well, she full on denied it. I had printed my credit card statement and I showed it to her and she just said it wasn't her and she didn't do it. I am the person with the mail key. We have a community mailbox, so I was taking in her Amazon packages. They were from the marketplace and a few of them had the prices on them so they could go through customs and those prices matched what was on my statement. My dad has a key too, so he probably took in the ones I didn't see, which is why I didn't realize it was such a big problem. I also pointed out the Netflix charge. She said that she was using my other sister's Netflix. Other sister lives in an area about 2 hours behind our time, so I texted her right then and she said she doesn't even have Netflix anymore, as it interfered too much with her doctorate work. My younger sister lied and said she was still using it. I told her I am giving her one chance to admit it to me, otherwise I'll be talking to the parents and I will also be calling the cops. Still, she refused to admit. I even started to doubt myself. Maybe she didn't actually do it. I was going over all the charges and realized she'd have to have an Amazon account. I was the one who set up her email address so many years ago. If she forgot her password, my email was the recovery. I reset her password through my email. Not only had she charged $700 in this last billing cycle, but yesterday she bought 2 more things off Amazon, an iTunes receipt, got a receipt from a site called The Sims Resource, and a Club Penguin membership. There were still all of the old order receipts. I reset her Amazon password and I canceled the orders she placed. I emailed Club Penguin and Netflix and told them she was a minor and was not authorized to purchase the membership. Club Penguin was awesome and they reversed the charges for me. I guess they deal with this a lot. Netflix hasn't responded yet. This morning I talked to my parents. They offered to pay it for me and I told them that is not the point, I want her to learn what she did. They just dismissed it. So I told them if they don't do something then I will not be doing their job for them anymore. I will disengage totally from my sister's life. I told them that by choosing to ignore this, my grad school applications are immediately moving out of province. This did upset them because my older sister had gone the same route due to their crazy behavior, so they decided to talk to her. I don't know what they said as I had to go walk my dog, but looks like there's been zero consequences because she looks fine and is still holed up in her room. My dad just transferred that amount to my bank account, so I'm assuming they just still don't give a shit. I haven't yet paid the card. It is due August 27th, so I have time. I talked to my boyfriend and he has some friends on the police force as well as some paramedic friends who know the cops who do the DARE circuits, so he's going to try and contact one of them. My older sister actually has a planned visit for next Tuesday, so we are trying to coordinate the potential police visit with that. My older sister was shocked to hear what happened, and when I told her that I might do my MSc out of province, she said she and her husband have room for me at their place. I could even bring my dog if I want to. So maybe that is something to consider. Update: my boyfriend reached a cop he knows, who actually referred him to another person. He will be coming over Tuesday afternoon after my sister and brother-in-law arrive. After the cop talks to my sister, my boyfriend is going to take her to the army offices which are stationed near the police headquarters. She's going to get a tour of both. We decided to do that part second because she might be more cooperative after the cop shows up. My sister and I are going to talk to our parents about finding her a volunteer placement. My older sister suggested that she might need some perspective, aka not owning that game is not the end of the world, and some hard-hitting scenarios might be the best way to get that through. I called one of my cousins who my younger sister really admires, and she is going to come talk to my younger sister too when the cops come. Intervention style, I suppose. The cop and I talked on the phone just a few minutes ago, and he said that this is not the first time he's done this. He has a lot of stuff he can say, so I trust he will do that on his own. He told me that he often refers these kids to a counselor, and that if my sister seems willing he can refer us too. Everyone is being really helpful. I have decided to not press charges yet. A lot of you are coming down hard on my sister and she deserves it. I might show her these threads. However, she is still my sister. She is 12. My older sister and I basically raised her. We do not want to turn her into someone with a criminal record, even though yes, she deserves it. Right now, we have a chance to rehabilitate her, versus deciding she's not worth it and dumping her. If I leave and she has no chance in hell with my parents, I still will be partly responsible if she goes the wrong way and I didn't try anything. It might be our house, not just her. We have extremely fucked up parents, as you guys have noted. I cannot change their ways. But if I can get her out of here, I will do so. But I can only do that if she agrees to change things. If she doesn't, then the best idea is for me to leave, because I want to have a life too. Update 2, my boyfriend reached a cop he knows, who actually referred him to another person. He will be coming over Tuesday afternoon after my sister and brother-in-law arrived. After the cop talks to my sister, my boyfriend is going to take her to the army offices which are stationed near the police headquarters. She's going to get a tour of both. We decided to do that part second because she might be more cooperative after the cop shows up. My sister and I are going to talk to our parents about finding her a volunteer placement. My older sister suggested that she might need some perspective, aka not owning that game is not the end of the world, and some hard-hitting scenarios might be the best way to get that through. I called one of my cousins who my younger sister really admires, and she is going to come to talk to my younger sister too when the cops come. Intervention style, I suppose. The cop and I talked on the phone just a few minutes ago, and he said that this is not the first time he's done this. He has a lot of stuff he can say, so I trust he will do that on his own. He told me that he often refers these kids to a counselor, and that if my sister seems willing he can refer us too. Everyone is being really helpful. I have decided to not press charges yet. A lot of you are coming down hard on my sister and she deserves it. I might show her these threads. However, she is still my sister. She is 12. My older sister and I basically raised her. We do not want to turn her into someone with a criminal record, even though yes, she deserves it. Right now, we have a chance to rehabilitate her, versus deciding she's not worth it and dumping her. If I leave and she has no chance in hell with my parents, I still will be partly responsible if she goes the wrong way and I didn't try anything. It might be our house, not just her. We have extremely fucked up parents, as you guys have noted. I cannot change their ways. But if I can get her out of here, I will do so. But I can only do that if she agrees to change things. If she doesn't, then the best idea is for me to leave, because I want to have a life too. Final update. Hi everyone. Thanks for your patience and all the PMs asking if things are okay. I work evening and overnight shifts, so I was basically knocked out until now. Just to clarify a few more points, I technically could be financially independent of my parents, as I've been working since I was 14 and never did anything crazy fun, so I have a lot of money saved. I also make about $30 per hour now. However, after everything I had to go through with my parents and my academics, I felt like I deserved to get my tuition out of them. I don't want the cops to talk to my parents because my dad is a conspiracy theorist. He once refused to buy milk for a whole year because he said farmers are drugging the milk they give to stores to actually weaken our bones and make us dependent on their calcium-fortified, more expensive milk. Yeah. Anyway, I ignored my sister and family for most of the weekend and just went to work and my boyfriend's for the majority of the time. Yesterday I got up around 8 to pick up my sister and Bill. In the car, we discussed the situation. My Bill is actually a neuropsychologist. He doesn't remember much from his child development, or so he says, but he offered up some points that are similar to what you guys said. The consensus seemed to be that we needed to leave our parents, but only if my little sister cooperated today. This was the major sticking point. My older sister said that when my little sister turns 14, we can work on applying for guardianship and moving her and myself to my older sister's province. Because of my parents' age and history of abuse, my sister thinks we might have a case. She has already consulted a lawyer. We had a pretty sad talk about how all my older sister wanted was to get both of us out of there. She would have done it a lot sooner if she had known the extent of the problems. I haven't really told her about my younger sister's attitude issues and my parents' detachment because my older sister is working and going to grad school and I didn't want to burden her. She said the hardest thing she's ever done is leave me and my younger sister in this house. I told her that she was 21 when she left and we didn't expect her to save us. She also had not met Bill yet and wasn't making much money, so it would have been way too hard for her. When we got to the house, my Bill and sister briefly said hi to little sis and then went and played with my dog for a bit. My cousin called the home phone and we let little sister pick up. She said she was going to come over with her dog so we could have a playdate. This worked well because it got my sister out of her room. My cousin lives about 15 minutes away, so she was there within half an hour. We put the dogs outside and watched them play until we heard the doorbell ring. I sent my little sister to open it. When she saw the cops, she started crying immediately. The policeman was super nice. He sat down with everyone in the room and he told her instantly that he wasn't there to get her in trouble. But he wanted to talk to her. He even had a poster board. He set it up and started talking about a few girls he had known who had gotten into this type of lifestyle. The stories were kind of sad, and a lot of them were similar to the ones you guys talked about in the comments. My cousin told my sister about how hard it was to watch me and my older sister growing up, but we did the best we could so we could make a life for her. She told my little sister that she isn't a bad person, even though she might feel this way because of how mad I was with her. But the lying has got to stop. Kids who lie grow up into adults who lie. And adults who lie don't get to live nice lives. I talked to her about how all those videos she watches and celebrities she worships, they work really hard for that stuff. Sure, they might get some of that stuff for free, but success has a price. I told her that she's only 12 and has so much time to be successful, but people who steal and lie don't get to go that way. I even pointed out that her favorite singer, Ariana Grande, has also apologized for some things she's done and now everyone has forgotten and it's not as big of a deal. My older sister and Bill made her a deal. They said if she gets a 3.5 in her first year of high school, which should be easy as it's not an academic school, then she can come with me after I graduate from my BA and live back with them. My older sister even showed her printouts of the house they want to buy so that we can live there. They have 3 dogs and a lot more freedom than we do at this house. The cop explained that not everyone gets a chance to fix things. He pointed to his poster board, which in retrospect is pretty funny, and asked if she wanted to be like them. My little sister was still crying. She ended up coming over to me and hugging me and apologizing. She didn't make any excuses or say anything except that she was sorry for what she did, and that was good enough for me. My cousin and the policeman left and he gave us the referral. However, my Bill has a few colleagues who could do better, in his opinion, and he is going to talk to them instead. But at least we have options for someone she can talk to without feeling judged. Then I texted my BF and told him to take her to the Army HQs this weekend as I didn't want her to get way too overwhelmed today. Last night we put together a plan before I went to work. She is going to walk and feed my dog every second day until it snows. This is how she will pay me back. She will also learn to do her own laundry, starting this weekend. We are going to get her a bus pass and I'm going to teach her how to get to her school on transit. I did this at her age and it's time she learned. She is going to start studying with me, in the school year. I go to the library and she will come with me. The university shouldn't care as I see it all the time. If her grades go up by her first report card, I'll talk to my parents about getting her something nice. But any misbehavior, and this means anything, the deal is off. She will also hand over all her passwords and passcodes to me. I get to check her stuff whenever I want. If she improves, then over winter break we are going to visit my sister where she lives and have a sister trip. My sister offered to pay for the tickets, but only if my little sister's attitude improves. My Bill drew up the attitude improvements. No more lying, period. If she's upset, she has to talk to me first and foremost before lashing out. She does what she's told. No exceptions. She shows me all of her homework to be done at the beginning of the week and lets me check up on it. She starts journaling. I used to tell my older sister things that way, and I even use that method to tell my boyfriend upsetting things. I went through her computer and found lots of story files, so I got her a little journal. $5 from Walmart. I think it'll help her sort out her feelings before she lies and cries and acts like a brat. Bill is calling his friends later today. Maybe this is all overly optimistic, but this is our chance. If it fails, it fails. But this is my baby sister. I can't just let her go. So thanks, Reddit, for all of your help and concern. If in 4 months, it goes badly, I will let you know. If you don't hear from us, we are living it up with my sister's 3 dogs. Now on to the next story. Story 2. Caught my GF cheating with my childhood best friend, so I did this. My ex 22F cheated on me, 21M, with my childhood best friend, 21M. So, here's my story, about how I lost the love of my life C and my best friend J all in one day. It all started when I met C in grade 5 and I had a crush on her for years, never gaining to talk to her or anything as I was just figuring out these feelings. Plus I knew I was an introvert from the beginning, barely having any real friends besides a small group of 4, one of them being my best friend J. We did everything a kid could do together, go camping, something I didn't like but was fun with him, play video games, board games, sleepovers, all those things, and thought of him as a brother. It was he who had the courage to add her to put friend group. We grew closer as we got older. It was only in grade 9 that me and C were starting to get closer as friends. During high school, when we were both in grade 10, I finally gained the courage to ask C out, and to me surprise and happiness, she said yes. Our first date was amazing as I took her out to her favorite restaurant, which wasn't really expensive but did have a big bill. Then we went skating as she has always loved that, and that was one of the best memories I've ever had. Over next 4 years, we had the best relationship, or at least what I thought was the best. It was only during year 3 of our relationship that C wanted to go the next level, and so did I, but I was just so nervous about it that I never realized what was happening between my GF and BF until it was too late. I was also stressed from the SOTS that I didn't have enough time to spend with her either. It all came to screeching halt when I not only passed my SOTS, my nervous about having sex went away with the letter, and I walked to her apartment to tell her the great news. I entered the elevator to go to her floor and walked to her door when I noticed it was open slightly, and so in a panic, I opened the door myself, not thinking straight and thinking she was in trouble, but found nothing. I walked around the apartment, but eventually I noticed the trail of clothes leading up to her bedroom door. If those weren't obvious, then the moans and screams of pleasure were. That was until I noticed a jacket on the ground, the very same one I gave Jay on his 18th birthday. I saw only red when I thought that and barged into her room, where they were both shocked at my interruption, but C soon screamed in terror as I pulled Jay off of her and started beating him. I was never a violent person growing up, but this rage and betrayal turned me into someone I hope I could never be again. It's been 2 weeks since I caught J and C together, and I have been ignoring every message they sent me, every call and voicemail they made, and have even ignored their family's attempts at getting me to speak to them. I couldn't stand to be in the same room with them anymore. Every time I think of them, I just remember that day when I caught them. Hope you guys have any advice about what I should do next with them, cause I don't.